I've analyzed hundreds and maybe even thousands of websites, and I see the same mistakes over and over and over again. So today I'm going to show you what those mistakes are and how to fix them. Hi there, my name is Bruce. I've been doing SEO for a very long time. I'm really good at this stuff. I've helped local businesses, national businesses, affiliate businesses. I've done everything from easy local niches that you've never heard of and are very obscure to super competitive national affiliate niches that you have heard of, and everything in between. And I make these videos to try and help people out. Maybe they can learn something. Maybe they can learn something to grow their business and get more leads, get more customers. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you and show you what I'm talking about. So here are just like a list of things that I see on just about every website I analyze, right? So we want to start. So I've got my website pulled up as an example. It's my agency website, Determined Solutions. So you want your name and logo top left, right? And you top left, correct? And you want your logo to be simple and obvious as to what you do. So like if you're a dentist, you want a tooth. If you're a mechanic, you probably want a car, maybe a wrench. Um, and so for me, it's kind of like SEO, your traffic's going up, a little more obscure, but name, logo, top left. Sometimes I see it in the middle. Sometimes I see it in the right. Uh, in the West, we read top. We read top to bottom, left to right, and people just expect this to be this way, and it only matters when it's not this way. Um, so you just want to, it's like a subconscious thing. This is just how, this is like web standards and norms. This is basic stuff, but I see so many websites mess this up. Name and logo, top left, make it easy for people to understand what you're doing. Next up is the about page. So you want an about page on most websites. Most websites, you're going to want an about page. There, I'm sure, are some cases where you don't. But like Amazon.com, everybody already knows that. Facebook, everybody already knows that. But John Smith Plumbing Services, John Smith Lawyer, whatever, you want an about page. So you also want your about page at the top. You want it like when people go to the homepage that they can see it easily. Maybe it doesn't need to be right in the middle, but it needs to be somewhere very obvious where they can click. Another thing you want is to have like a beefy about page, right? Like, look at this. Like, I'm telling you about me, and like, I wrote all this, and this was long before AI could write stuff. So, this is me, right? So, if you actually read this, you're going to learn a little bit about me. And like, I actually talked to like how I was in the wine biz. That's how I got into marketing, how I got into this, my first real bit. Like, so you can tell that I'm a real person. Now, you probably want to write this out yourself and not have ChatGPT do it. But if you can get it really specific with ChatGPT, which I'm sure you can with enough prompts to make it like a real about page, like the about page is the second most visited page on most websites, certainly local websites. So you want an about page, and you don't want a generic, we're in business to satisfy customer demands and do quality, and quality is our name. Like what you see on most websites. Make it a real about page. Write a substantial about page. Okay, next up, now this is very important. You want your phone number top right, and you want to make it clickable. What does clickable mean? So you see when I hover over it with my mouse, look in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you see that TEL and then the phone number. That means it's clickable. So when someone sees this on mobile, right? So when they're looking for a plumber near me or whatever, and your stuff comes up and they're on your website and they click that, they're calling you, right? They're calling your business. I see a lot of phone numbers that it's not clickable. And I've been telling people this for like, geez, like 8, 10 years now. And you still see it. It's pretty wild. This is basic stuff, but the basics are important, right? And so like if you mess up the basics, like, come on, got to get the basics right. especially like if you're running ads or doing SEO, you're already spending all this money. You need to get the basics right. Okay, another one. I see this on so many websites. Center aligned text only for headings and subheadings. So let's bring up my website. So this is center aligned text, right? So if anybody can remember newspapers, and if you can't remember a newspaper, Google what is a newspaper. The heading, the big headline, right? That's where the internet websites get H1. That stands for heading one. That's going to be the biggest text at the top of the page. You only want one heading one, and you want it to be clear, and it's fine for it to be center aligned. Then this would be the subheading. It's okay for subheadings to be center aligned. Headings and subheadings can be center aligned. Paragraph text, this is called paragraph text, right? This has to be left aligned, which means it starts on the left, right? So this would actually be like a subheading. It could be center line, but you see that doesn't start all the way on the left side of the screen. It's center aligned. Paragraph text, where you're explaining stuff to people, has to be left aligned, because if it's center aligned, people just skip over it. It's not a conscious thing that they are doing. They don't consciously do it. It's just they just skip over it. So whatever you wrote right here, if you're fine with people not reading it, then you can have it center aligned. But if you want people to read it, it needs to be left aligned. And if it's on your website, why'd you put it there if you didn't want people to read it? So paragraph text, left aligned. I see this big websites, small websites. I see this mistake so many times. It's easy to do. Paragraph text needs to be center line. Okay, use testimonials. I made another video about testimonials a couple days ago that was just on testimonials, but you need testimonials, and you want it somewhere easy on the first page for people to see, right? Because your website's all about this is about business, right? You're putting this effort into marketing, about learning whatever kind of traffic sources you're learning, social, paid, organic, whatever, because you're in business, right? So you want to take this stuff seriously. You want to get the basics done right. You get this stuff set up correctly. Like, I haven't touched this website since like 2020 or something. And even then I probably hadn't worked on it for like 2 years. You get this set up, and then you don't really have to work on it. And as you can see, I'm making the mistake here of center aligned text, right? That's center aligned. Do you see how you can't read that stuff? You're not reading it. You're just going to skip right over it because it's center aligned. But on to testimonials. Look at these testimonials. Look at all these testimonials I have, right? I've helped a bunch of people, and I've asked a bunch of people for testimonials, right? So testimonials help you make sales. If you're now it's going to be hard in some instances. Like if you're a divorce lawyer, you're not going to have a ton of people probably being like, clients being like, oh, this guy helped me with divorcing my wife. There's going to be some niches it's going to be harder. Like for divorce, maybe get like colleagues to like write testimonials or something. Get testimonials. They will help you make more sales. That's just the way it works. Do it. It's worth putting in the effort to get testimonials. Okay, break sentences up, no more than 3 lines of text. Again, this is a good example of what not to do. Look at this, right? Not only is it center aligned, I did not break that up at all. And the reason why I didn't on these is because some of these would be just so long, and I figured it needed, anyway. So no one's actually going to read that, right? Because it's center line. So what I do on my websites is I do 3 lines of text and then a space. So there would be nothing here, right? It'd be white. And then 3 lines of text, and then this would all be white. And the reason why is because it makes it easier to read. When you just have this big block of, no one's going to read it, right? That's just the way it is. Let me see if I did a better job on the homepage. Yeah, okay. So this is more like what you want, right? People are going to read that. Oh, imagine that. I did what I was telling other people to do, and it's way better. You can see the difference, right? You got 2 lines, 3 lines max. You're going to read it, right? And it's left aligned. So that's a pretty good example. Okay. I hope you found this helpful. This is basic stuff. You don't need to be technical to do any of this stuff. Yeah. And I see so many websites making these same mistakes. And as you can see, I'm the expert and I've made some of these mistakes. So if you look at your website, you'll probably find that you have made some of these mistakes as well. If you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. If you know somebody with a website, send this video to them, because I guarantee you they're not doing some of this stuff and they can make these fixes on their own. They don't need to pay me or anyone else. They can just log into their WordPress and get it done. So that's all I got. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or wherever you see this video, and I will answer you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.